On the 10th day of Christmas, Earl Grey brings to you a tip on how to learn how to chip out of the trees. At our golf course here, we know that there's lots of trees. The general trouble we get into is when we're not in play and we have to chip or pitch the ball back into play. This is an area I see people struggle with because they don't understand the concepts on how to do it. The most common thing I see would be someone taking a very low lofted club, say a 4 or 5 iron, they put the ball way back in their stance and they try and hit down on it really hard. What that does, that sends the ball out really low, so it'll either get stuck in the rough in front of you, or if it flies the rough, it generally will go through the fairway on the other side. What we need to do to control this shot, first of all, is know how far you want to hit it. Whether it's 20 yards, 30 yards, 40, 50, 60, know the distance you want this shot to go and know how far you need the ball to carry. From there, what we're looking for in terms of setup and movement is take a club that is going to allow the ball to get up in the air, but remember these swings aren't long, so it's not going to come out too high. I would say if I'm chipping out, majority of the time it would be with something like a 7 or an 8 iron. With a shorter swing that's going to cause the ball to go a certain distance, the ball's not going to come up very high. So unless you have a tree branch that's a few feet off the ground in front of you, that type of club will work because it will get through the rough, you can make good contact, and it's also going to get the ball up in the air high enough that it's not going to run through the fairway on the other side. The other thing that we're looking for is a consistent movement. We don't want a lot of wrist hinge. We want to create a movement where our body is moving the club. We feel like their hands go wide on the way back, so a long ways out, and then on the way through, it's wide as well. Use your body to make this turn as opposed to your hands and your wrists, and that will give you better contact at the ground, which will in turn also help you control the distance the ball goes. Practice how far these shots go so that you know what club to use or what swing to use when you're trying to get the ball a certain distance out of the trees. If you can get out in one shot every time, you'll see your scores drop significantly. Thanks a lot.